Hey everyone. So let's call this, let's say this supply and demand graph, chart, whatever. Let's just say the product that we're graphing about, let's say it's milk. Okay. And in these charts, right where these lines cross, that's your equilibrium. So that's where it's like ideal. Like there's many buyers and sellers as everything for supply and demand, and it equals there, and it's nice that it's there. Let's just say it's $2 there, and let's say the quantity is 1,000 units or gallons. It doesn't really matter for this exercise. Um, and then what I'd like to cover though is how these lines will shift. They shift like this. So if demand were to shift, it would shift like that. And then you would have a new line like this. And we would usually call that demand. And for our purposes, say demand one so we can tell the difference between them so we don't get mixed up. Supply can also shift. And these lines can shift left or right. They do not go up or down. It looks like they do, but they don't. And you can have, like, let's say supply shifts to the right as well. Maybe not by the same amount, but it shifts. And then we'll call that S1. So if you see something like this, like in the news or whatever, that's what people are using. Maybe this gives you a little more context to see what they're talking about, because as this develops, it will get utilized poorly. It'll be used wrong, and it'll people will start to derive statistics and all that fun stuff from data. And the more you know, the less you can be tricked and fooled. Because what do they say? What is that saying? It's easier to fool, or it's easier to trick a fool than it is to tell a fool they've been tricked. Now, if you notice too, all these points here, these could be new lines of equilibrium, depending on time and all that stuff. And okay, do we have a demand shift and supply stayed the same, or do we have a supply shift and demand stayed the same, or did both of them shift? So I don't know. It's pretty cool. I think it's very interesting, and hopefully this is a little bit informational or helpful for those who see this kind of stuff but don't really get what people are saying.